This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? Hashtag sexy. He's here.
It's Tuesday, March 31st, and time for the Barbados Today morning update. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. A pleasant good morning to you. Our top story: Liat's chairman stays clear of a contentious proposal to replace the financially struggling island hopper with a Barbados-based air carrier. Barbados Today obtained a copy of a 11-page document which originated from inside the Antigua headquartered company, proposing that Liat be replaced with a new entity, but without the regional airline's financial baggage. But Dr. Gene Holder tells Barbados Today he's only interested in the mandate set by shareholder governments back in February, and he will not be distracted by any other proposal.
I certainly, as the chairman of Liat, re-emphasize our obligation to implement the mandate that was given to us here in Barbados on the 13th of February. And all of the directors there, including the Antiguans, agreed with that approach. And that is what I am very intensely engaged in at the present moment. Any other thing that you hear about, that is some distraction. I am not going to be distracted by rumors here and rumors there about what I or the board or the shareholders are doing.
The Barbados National Standard Institute needs to be more rigorous when carrying out its duties. So says Executive Chairman of Caribbean LED Lighting Inc., Jim Reed, who revealed that the country is being used as a dumping ground for inferior energy products, and he is calling on authorities to put a stop to the practice.
We process all the used or the old fluorescent tubes that we replace with LED. We get many of them back in and we put stamps on them, not for sale in Canada or the US. But it's okay to sell it in Barbados. I want to say this morning, we need to stand up and say no more. Right? We're not a third world dumping ground. We're a First Nation. And we deserve to have the best. So I'm going to ask our government and our Standards Institute to apply those rigorous standards to make sure we only have the best products in Barbados. And that's what we're focused on, living the best products. But none of that could happen without our team.
In other news, the family of Erskine Gunning is trying to come to grips with his sudden death. The 41-year-old of Paddock Road, St. Michael, died at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital yesterday afternoon after he was stabbed during an altercation in Paradise Village, Christchurch, around 10 minutes to 1. His girlfriend's mother, Margaret Wilson, tells Barbados Today 2 of his children have been inconsolable since getting the news.
There's his daughter here.
How old?
He's 40, right? 14. He goes to school at Garrison. There's his son, he goes to school there too.
Okay. And how they coping? I guess he...
Well, he ain't crying about she and the big boy and the other last one.
Meantime, Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite is urging family members not to turn their backs on young people who are sent to the government industrial school. The AG says family abandonment is one of the biggest challenges for the institution at Dodds, which he says will soon be given a major overhaul.
One of the things that I will never ever forget, many Saturday afternoons at the government industrial school, was the number of young men that no one came to look for them. That neither a father, a mother, an aunt, a grandmother, no one came to look for them and stuff. And we're going to use this opportunity also to educate parents, families, of how important it is for them to play a role and a continuous role in the lives of these young people. When our legislation is amended, for example, we will mandate that a parent is involved in the process, because we cannot do it alone.
And some good news now. Akeem Kennedy, who has been missing for almost a week, is now back home safe. Police have sent their thanks to the public for their assistance in locating him. Some of the field cricket news now. Snubbed in recent times by Barbados as well as the West Indies selectors, Fidel Edwards will soon be jetting off to ply his craft on the English county circuit as a Kolpak player. This after he agreed to spend the second part of the 2015 campaign with Hampshire. The right-arm fast bowler will arrive at the Ageas Bowl in time for the Royal London One-Day Cup match against Sussex Sharks in July. A delighted Edwards says he's looking forward to his first taste of county cricket.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
We pick up with news from the region. Trade ministers from the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States met for their first ever meeting in St. Lucia to hammer out issues stifling growth in the sector. Dominica's Trade Minister Ian Douglas says the talks will focus on, among other things, stalled trade pacts with some international countries.
No clear end in sight. Such is the case as it relates to regional trade talks with some members of the international community. OECS trade ministers met in St. Lucia on Monday, determined to steer those negotiations back on track. It was one of their goals at the inaugural meeting of the Council of Ministers. Dominica's Trade Minister Ian Douglas says it is time to finalize some of these outstanding trade pacts.
You have trade agreements with Canada, and those trade agreements have been going back and forth for the longest while on particular issues that we have to hammer out. So what this meeting wants to do is almost like reach consensus and conclusion as to where we are in as far as our trade relations with Canada are concerned. There are all other multilateral agreements that have been lagging, and so we want to discuss, and the technocrats will bring us up to date and up to speed with where exactly we are with the status of those negotiations.
And finally, on the international scene, Nigerians are eagerly awaiting the results of last weekend's election. The final results are expected today after no clear-cut winner emerged following the poll. According to reports, early results showed little separating the incumbent, President Goodluck Jonathan, and ex-military ruler Muhammadu Buhari. The city Abuja and 8 other states have been declared so far, with President Jonathan's People's Democratic leading by about 20,000 votes. And on that note, we come to the end of our Barbados Today morning news update, but we'll be back again this afternoon. Until then, remember you can log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. We're also on Channel 101 online TV, as well as Mix 96.9 FM. There you can get all the latest news and sports. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. To have an enjoyable day.
This news update is brought to you by...
So, I'm meeting Rico later. Gotta check in with the girls, but first, let me check my usage on the MyLime app. Now, what should I wear? #sexy.